Okay, today we're going to talk about how humans modify their environment. Um, and there's a lot of different ways that humans modify their environment, a lot of different changes that we make, and there's a lot of different reasons why. So we're just going to talk about that real quick. We're going to start out here at the Hoover Dam. The Hoover Dam is in the Black Canyon of the Colorado River on the border between Nevada and Arizona. So let's go take a look at one of these pictures real quick so we can see. Okay, so as we look here, we can see right across the way, here is the Colorado River coming down, and as we zoom in a little bit here, you can kind of see that, you can see the natural formation of the canyon walls here, but at the same time there's roads that are built in and buildings built right into the side of the canyon. And as we move around a little bit more, we can see this was kind of taken at the side of the curved structure of the dam, so you can see the dam all the way around. And you can see there's some offices. There's this over here, it says exhibits, and that's a little museum that has some things about the history of the dam. And here's something really interesting we can talk about. This right here, this structure, is actually a bridge that when this photo was taken back in 2009, this bridge was still being built. And if we zoom out, go back to the bigger picture here, you can see right here that that bridge has now been completed. And when I was a kid, I grew up in Arizona, and my mom had some relatives who lived in Nevada. And so every year or so when we would go up to Nevada to visit them, we would have to come all the way down around here through these curvy pathways, across the dam, up around again, back across. And it took a long time. It usually took about 45 minutes, even though this stretch of road really isn't even that long, but there's so much tourist activity in the area that it took a long time to get over the dam. But they recently built this bridge, and now it takes maybe about 5 minutes to get across this canyon here to Nevada. And so that's an example of one reason why the structure was made, why we modified our environment, just to make our lives a little bit easier and to reduce the traffic on the Hoover Dam. But let's talk a little bit more about the dam itself. Does anyone know why the Hoover Dam was created? Well, we can take a peek at this YouTube video that kind of shows us a big part of the reason for the Hoover Dam. Okay, so what can you guys tell me about the function of the dam? What does the dam do? Okay, so the video showed us that it has generators inside of it. The dam has generators, and what we saw were some of the generators that harness the water power and use it to create electricity. Okay, so moving on to our next place. What we're looking at here And you guys can explore this later. I drew this this shape so that it kind of encloses the islands, um, so that you know what we're looking at. But what we have here is a group of islands that are artificial. They're not real. Well, they're real, but they weren't created naturally like most islands are. Instead, they were made by men. And let's take a peek at this picture right here. Alright, now this kind of gives away what I was about to ask you guys, but what does this look like? It's a hotel. And that tells us really the biggest purpose for why these islands were made, and that is tourism. People come here on vacations, they come to see the islands, and it's really pretty. I mean, the water's really pretty. This beach isn't a very good example, but there are other beaches that are extremely sandy and pretty for people to just, spend time at the beach and go swimming and such. And so that's what these islands were created for. They're made for tourist type activities and just that kind of thing. Okay, for the sake of time, we're going to move on to our next landmark, but you guys can definitely go ahead and explore this more a little bit later. Now we're going to move on to the Golden Gate Bridge. Does anyone know where the Golden Gate Bridge is? Alright, and does anybody know how it was built? Or how long it took? Alright, now we're gonna come in here. Okay, we can zoom out a little bit. Okay, let's take a look at this picture so you guys can kind of see how big the Golden Gate Bridge is. Okay, so there you can kind of see it. This is in San Francisco. That's that city back there that you can see. You can see how big the Golden Gate Bridge really is. Let's zoom out a little bit. There are a lot of pictures and other things in this area that you can explore when you're taking a look at the Golden Gate Bridge, but for right now, we're gonna zoom out and just look at this area kind of on a bigger scale. And this bridge, like I said, is a lot like the bridge near the Hoover Dam in as far as its purpose goes, but I think on a much bigger scale. And I think you guys will see that. Alright, so as we zoom out here, you can kind of see that there are these two kind of peninsula type things that almost touch each other, and that's where the Golden Gate Bridge is. Here, let's turn off some of these icons so we can get a better peek at it. Alright, so they almost touch each other, and the Golden Gate Bridge is right down here where this yellow place marker is. But within this area, there's this bay, and it's called the San Francisco Bay, but this bay area makes it really difficult for people to get from one side to the other. And so the San Francisco Bridge was built to span that gap. And you'll see later, there's a website that you can go to here in this activity that gives you some information about the Golden Gate Bridge.